What is up, folks? Welcome to another edition of Billy the Kid's No Bullshit Toy Reviews. And today, courtesy of one of my subscribers, Bernard M, that's what I'm going to go by, we are taking a look at the combined mode of Shuraking. Now, this is Gcreations Dinobot Combiner. It's big, it's heavy, it's a good figure. You're going to notice that the shoulder cannons are not transformed properly, and it's just because I don't know how the fuck to do it. But they tab in over on the top of the shoulders. There's a little piece that goes behind the head, and these tab on to look imposing. Articulation's there, but this is more of a display piece than a play piece. I found that, the Stegosaurus plates, they're on a ball joint. They pop off easily. The connection points are interesting. They're well done, but I kind of wish there was something sturdier there. The paint's great. This is an older figure, and the chrome has held up. I will give them that. Again, the articulation's there, and there's some really nifty things that they did with the face on this figure. So it's going to be as close as I'm going to be able to get it. If you look at his face, he's got a nice closed face mask. I'm going to remove these blasters. He's got a really cool face here. Okay, head is on a ball joint. It looks up, it looks down. The left to right is extremely tight, and since it's not my figure, I am not going to force it. Beautifully done face mask. However, you can remove it, and it gives you this toothed face. And that looks pretty badass. It looks pretty imposing. It looks really cool. Granted, it does have that Seeker vents thing there, so you get a little bit of that Gen 1 Seeker look. The shoulders on both arms work the same, so we're just going to work with this arm here, and that's just going to make it a little easier. You've got rotation all the way around. You come up this far, and it holds. Okay, here's those wonky connector points I was talking about. It just slid out as I was trying to show you the shoulder articulation. So there's a ratchet in the shoulder as well as on the peg, and that's why that slip up happens. The elbows, let's see if I can turn this guy. The elbows bend just fine. In fact, they even bend backwards a little bit. There is bicep swivel. You've got wrist rotation, and you've got a wrist that goes in and out. The thumb is on its own ball joint, and it bends at the knuckle. Each finger is connected on the same upper knuckle here, but the lower portions of the fingers bend on their own. As well, the fingertips bend. So there's a lot of articulation in these hands. I think they did a pretty good job, especially for an older figure. Obviously, there is waist rotation. There's absolutely no ab crunch, but God, this chrome looks beautiful. I'm going to try to give you guys the articulation on the legs. It's there, but it's a very heavy figure, and it's more of a display piece because as you see me moving, there's parts that just come undone. So these are on a hinge and a ball joint. Very strange. I'm going to pull these up. The legs do kick up all the way. Okay. You can get the full Van Damme. but it's at the mercy of the joints. I think there's a knee bend, but again, I'm there. Yep, there's an excellent knee bend actually, but I'm very nervous here. Again, this is not my figure, and it just keeps coming undone. There's ankle rockers as well on this bad boy. So, I mean, you can get absolutely amazingly dynamic poses with this figure, but it's kind of scary. As I said, he comes with these blasters. This one has the same blaster. I feel like this one should have had a peg on this side, and this bar that connects to the back of him. He can not hold the blasters because it's hindered, but he can hold this giant fucking sword. And given that Grimlock is the center of his body, that's pretty badass. I don't think it tabs in anywhere, and it's not a very secure... Oh, it does. I'm sorry. There are pegs here that fit into the hands. Now, I've undone some things, so it's leaning back, but I'll fix all that. There's pegs here for the hands that lead to him being able to hold that sword no problem. Very imposing. Very badass. His wings do articulate. They bend in four different places, as well as come up and down a little bit. They can bend back, and they can bend forward. All in all, for a massive third-party combiner, I think it holds up very well, especially for its age. I know this is not the first review of this figure, but I think it's pretty well done. I think it's beautiful, and I think it is an amazing display piece. It is a not fun figure to play with, I'll tell you that right now, but it displays like a son of a bitch. And if you're into the Dinobots being combiners, I think this is a lot better than Volcanicus. I'll tell you that. Me, I'm a Gen 1 purist, so I like my Dinobots to be just big, just big stupid bots that don't need to combine because of their brute force. That's how I like my Dinobots. Now, for a quick comparison in size, that right there is Transformers Generations Leader Class Grimlock. Even in the A stance, you could still have two of him stand up, and you're going to be pretty close to the height of this figure, but not to the full height. It is definitely the biggest combiner I've messed with. It's cool. It's very cool. Not my cup of tea, but if you think Dinobots should combine, I highly, highly suggest picking this figure up. As always, check out my sponsors, Big Tin Robot Toys and Collectibles. To my Patreons, thank you so much for your continued support and belief in my channel. If you like what you see, please give me a like and subscribe. This is Billy the Kid, signing off.